We shall be known by the company we keep, by the ones who circle round to tend these fires. We shall be known by the ones who sow and reap the seeds of change alive from deep within the earth. It is time now. It is time now that we cry. It is time we lead ourselves into the well. It is time now, and what a time to be alive in this great turning. We shall learn to lead in love. In this great turning, we shall learn to lead in love. We shall be known by the company we keep, by the ones who circle round to tend these fires. We shall be known by the ones who sow and reap the seeds of change alive from deep within the earth. It is time now. It is time now that we thrive. It is time we lead ourselves into the well. It is time now, and what a time to be alive in this great turning. We shall learn to lead in love. In this great turning, we shall learn to lead in love. In this great turning, we shall learn to lead in love. In this great turning, we shall learn to lead in love.
How about that for oxygen in the morning, huh? Fantastic. Good morning and welcome, all of you here to Mountain Vista Unitarian Universalist Congregation, also known as MVUU, where we rest in and share the desert of what was, is, and will always be the home of the Tohono O'odham and Yaqui people. We strive to respect and to honor their commitment to this place we also call home. Our community envisions an interconnected world that is loving, just, and healthy. What great words. We have committed ourselves to engage, love, and transform the future, as challenging as that may be in these days we're living through. My name is Jerry Leggett. I am the pastoral associate helping with today's service. Special thanks to our settled minister, Reverend Matthew Funk Crary, who has edited hours of video for our service today, and he's working behind the scenes somewhere. Look around, you may see him. And also thanks to our dedicated staff, which includes, of course, Chris Tackett, our music director, who's not here today, but he selected some musical highlights for us from the General Assembly for us to share in. Also thanks to Stacy, our religious education, RE coordinator, Stephanie, our administrator, and our newest staff member, Emily Kessler, our engagement coordinator. Yay! We're grateful for our GA delegates, Melody Lupke and Claudia Silverman, who will be sharing with us. Also Reverend Connie Simon, Reverend Dr. Omega Burkhart, and Reverend Dr. Nicole Kirk, who you're going to meet via video here in a few minutes. An ongoing thank you to the many volunteers that contribute each week. Our AV crew, led by Lee Hickey, along with Robin Crary and Magnus Crary, Bill Killian, our Zoom host, and there's more. Thanks to Cheryl Berman of our Pastoral Care Committee, the volunteers for greeting and hospitality, Lisa, and Heidi, our song leader, Joel Yellen. Charlie's going to be playing some drums today. Yay, that's going to be very cool. And volunteers in RE who are with our children. Look, this wouldn't be possible, what we're going to experience today, without all of us. And no doubt, I apologize who I missed. Thanks for everyone making this a team effort. Now, our services are not just attended by all of us here today, it's also being attended virtually. Some are watching us in real time, and some will watch later on YouTube. You are also welcome. So if we can please at this moment, turn around, look at the camera, give them your very best greeting this morning. Look at that. That's pretty cool. Look at that. Awesome. Welcome, everyone. This Sunday's worship recognizes our relationship with UUs everywhere through our General Assembly. How many of you have been to a General Assembly, by the way? Yeah, it's a very cool event. It's a tradition at MVUU to do the service with selected videos from the recent GA worship service, and I think you're going to find this really inspirational. In the spirit of that interconnectedness, I invite all of us to be both with the video presentations and to enjoy being with one another. For me, it's the difference between like going to a movie by myself, which can be fine, but also just sharing an experience with those around me. And I hope you'll feel the experience and the connectedness on many levels today. And now our chalice lighting comes to us from the General Assembly.
For hundreds of years, people of various cultures have invoked the spirits of their ancestors. Through rituals, ceremonies, and practices, they call the names of those who came before and ask for their guidance, their wisdom, and their courage in the present day. Audience participation. This morning, we call forth our theological ancestors, those dreamers and seekers of truth who rejected the religious thinking of their times and birthed the one-time heretical traditions known as Unitarianism, Universalism, and Unitarian Universalism. Hear our call and be with us now.
We call forth our Jewish, Christian, Buddhist, Hindu, Wiccan, African, Asian, indigenous, and spiritual ancestors, carriers of the wisdom of ages who represent the traditions of our racial and ethnic identities.
Call their names.
Hear our call, be with us now.
We call forth the great thinkers and leaders, the bold and courageous, the rebels and the resistors, the builders of nations and makers of peace, those who fought for change and inclusion and justice. Hear our call, be with us now.
We call forth the ancestors of our blood and of our choosing, those who brought us into the world and who, by their love and guidance, have loved us into the people we are today.
Catherine Simon, Amanda Thomas, Kimberly Hampton.
Hear our call, be with us now.
Beloved ancestors, we, your children, the embodiment of your visions and dreams, the keepers of the flame of our faith, call you into this space to gather with us, to be with us now. And we welcome you too, all of you, to the Sunday worship of the 64th General Assembly of the Unitarian Universalist Association. Come, let us worship.
We gather as a sacred convergence, people born of earth, and we will return to our sacred bodies, temples of ancestral roots once entangled in the deep brown soil, a people made of mycelium and stardust.
We are a people of the south, the north, the east, and the west winds, shifting like dandelion puffs in the sun, steadfast like tender buds on prairie fire crabapple in May, when the tornadic fury leashes and when hail dings the human maid, and red-tinged birds sit deeply snuggled on pale blue spheres.
Rain and the swift mountain rivulets are our tears. The greening sky and mammatus clouds foretell our revolution. We are of the flood, just as we are the gentle droplets that quench thirsty croplands under rainbows, just as we are of sea spray and lemonade and the waters of the bowl in which the priestess dips her fingers before dedicating the newborn.
We are a people of the flame, once and still leaping orangely as protective light. We create shadows on the wall with our joyful movements. We are the fire on the parched mountain. We are the spark of passion. We are warmth embodied.
We light this chalice, flame of our ancestors, symbol of evolution, fire that ignites the future unfolding. During our time together, let us be reminded that everything can be changed with a tiny flame. Beacon of our lineage, lighthouse on our journey, bonfire where we will dance together in the darkened forest.
As you exit today, you'll find 2 baskets available for donations, an opportunity for us to express our shared gratitude and be an ally with people placed at risk, high priority people. This month, our woven basket is designed for Youth on Their Own, a trusted local organization that supports, as most of you know, teens who are unhoused and emancipated youth in their teens to assist them on their journey. The video we will watch next offers a window into the work of this vital organization. The second basket supports the ongoing mission and ministries of MVUU community. We invite you to give generously.
My name is Ann Young. I am the founder of Youth on Their Own. I started it in 1986 at Amphi High School with the help of many people, and lots of mistakes and wins and things along the way, but we got her going, and now it's a wonderful program. It was a wonderful program before, but it's even better now.
We're incredibly excited about this huge investment in Yodo Youth and Yodo's future.
We had several, especially senior girls, who were couch kids, as we called them. They were living from couch to couch, and sometimes they'd come to me and say, or to their teachers and say, I think I'm gonna have to drop out of school and get another job because I can't stay at the couch I'm at right now. They're moving or something has happened. I just run into so many kids in their 40s, young people, young adults telling me that Youth on Their Own saved their lives. And stories like that just make me feel good all over, you know.
Please rise in body or spirit and join us in our opening hymn.
Gather the Spirit, harvest the power. Our separate fires will kindle one flame. Witness the mystery of this hour. Our trials in this light appear all the same. Gather in peace, gather in thanks, gather in sympathy now and then, gather in hope, compassion and strength, gather to celebrate once again. Gather the spirit of heart and mind, seeds for the sowing are laid in store, nurtured in love and conscience refined, with body and spirit united once more. Gather in peace, gather in thanks, gather in sympathy now and then, gather in hope, compassion and strength, gather to celebrate once again. Let the Spirit growing in all, drawn by the moon and fed by the sun, winter to spring and summer to fall, the chorus of life resounding as one. Gather in peace, gather in thanks, gather in sympathy now and then, gather in hope, compassion and strength, gather to celebrate once again.
For everything, there is a season. Good times and bad times, joys and sorrows. We recognize this each week through our rituals of joys and sorrows. This water collected from Sonoran skies represents our congregation. We drop stones into the water, and we share our joys and sorrows. We invite our congregation to respond with celebration and comfort. We have a few things to share today. First, Pat Moyer had shoulder replacement surgery last week and is recovering. Please send healing thoughts to her. Calls and messages are welcome. Pat and Steve are in Cleveland for the summer for Pat's recovery. Ann Bolling's son-in-law had a section of colon removed by laparoscopy last week and is recovering. The family is very grateful for your thoughts and prayers of healing and strength. And we have a sorrow to report. Gabriel Gonzalez Rodriguez, the dad of one of the family's MVUU supports, via Contigo Tambien Ministry, has been detained during a routine required ICE check. He's in Florence at the detention center awaiting a hearing. We have no idea why he was detained. Please keep Gabriel, his wife Sarubi, son Liam, as well as Juana Williams and all other migrants in your thoughts and prayers. I add a handful of stones for the sorrows unnamed and still present among us. And also one for Joyce. Our Pastoral Care Committee invites you to contact us. We want to hear your joy or sorrow. With your permission, we'll share it on Sundays during our ritual. May we feel the rhythm of these seasons and respond to the need among us.
For each child that's born, a morning star rises and sings to the universe who we are. For each child that's born, a morning star rises and sings to the universe who we are. Oh, for each child that's born, a morning star rises and sings to the universe who we are. Oh, for each child that's born, a morning star rises and sings to the universe who we are. We are our grandmother's prayers, and we are our grandfather's dreamings, and we are the breath of our ancestors. We are the Spirit of God. We are mothers of courage, fathers of time, daughters of dust, and the sons of great visions. We're sisters of mercy, brothers of love, lovers of life, and the builders of nations. We're seekers of truth, keepers of faith, makers of peace, and the wisdom of ages. We are our grandmother's prayers. We are our grandfather's dreamings, and we are the breath of our ancestors. We are the Spirit of God. We are mothers of courage, fathers of time, daughters of dust, and the sons of great visions. We're sisters of mercy, brothers of love, lovers of life, and the builders of nations. We're seekers of truth and keepers of faith. We are makers of peace and the wisdom of ages. We are our grandmother's prayers. We are our grandfather's dreamings, and we are the breath of our ancestors. We are the Spirit of God. We are our grandmother's prayers, and we are our grandfather's dreamings. We are the breath of our ancestors. We are the Spirit of God. For each child that's born. A morning star rises and sings to the universe who we are. For each child that's born, a morning star rises and sings to the universe who we are. We are one.
Greetings, MVUU. I am Melody Lupke, who, along with Claudia Silverman, went to this year's General Assembly in Baltimore earlier this month. Claudia unfortunately can't be with us due to family matters, and she sends her regards. General Assembly, or GA, is the annual gathering of Unitarians from around the globe, where we take care of business and offer workshops, exhibitors, video learning, job opportunities, and meetups, and immerse ourselves into all things Unitarian. We are both so grateful for the support from MVUU that covered the cost of our registration. Thank you for this chance to deepen our commitment to Unitarianism. This was like an all-you-can-eat buffet that lasted for 3 days. No matter where I turned, there were soul-nourishing munchies, treats, and generous servings of our faith in action. Today's talk will be your own personal appetizer. I had numerous rewarding experiences, much too much to report in a few minutes here, so I will be answering questions and sharing more insights after service in the Mesquite Room. Grab your coffee and snacks and come on in. Right there. I learned that we will now have a new virtual hymnal, Sing Out Love. I took part in a sing-along held in the Exhibitors Hall and thoroughly enjoyed sampling some songs from this new hymnal. Have you been to other conventions where there was an exhibitors hall that included a place for presentations? Well, instead of extolling the features of gizmos conveniently available for purchase, this presentation spot was dedicated to Unitarian-themed workshops and interactive events. Incidentally, this was, of course, where food was sold, but for those who attend in the future, be assured that there are indeed healthy choices available. A breath of fresh air and an indication of thorough planning. But back to the new hymnal. I think that these new songs will serve us well. Not only were they easy to sing along with, but they also cover topics that we cherish. I can't wait to see how Chris wraps this new resource into our services. As a delegate, I attended some of the General Assembly meetings and voted on issues for immediate action. Our current president is Reverend Dr. Sophia Betancourt, who was elected by referendum. We voted on new board members, all unopposed. We also voted to elect our moderators for this meeting and elected the duo of Reverend Kimberly Quinn Johnson and Bill Young. The 3 actions of immediate witness selected were in support of immigrants, democracy, and the LGBTQ community. The selected issue for congregational study action was abolition, transformation, and faith formation. I also learned that the bylaws will continue to be reviewed as planned, with Articles 4 and 5 up for study this year. One of the phenomenal workshops was by Gloria Brown Marshall, who wrote a book about the history of protests in the United States and delivered a stirring oratory on that subject. She noted that there are many ways to protest: marching, storytelling, pursuing litigation, writing op-eds and letters, surviving, disobedience, and my favorite, loving. She also stressed the importance of nonviolence. In Selma, before the famous march, the high school students who would participate were trained in nonviolent philosophy, which is, in her words, a moral means to procure moral ends. She revealed a bit of UUA history. In 1966, the Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. was the Ware lecturer at RGA. And she expressed an appreciation for the continuing work on social justice that Unitarians have done and will continue to do. I now have a signed copy of her book and will gladly loan it out after I and my first borrower have finished with it. One important fact we learned was that banners are now in a different format, changing from a horizontal format to an elongated square plus. How stimulating it was to see the artistry and creativity of our fellow Unitarians. The banners were displayed throughout the common areas of the convention space and enlivened the space with color and energy. Another satisfying workshop was the worship service led by the emerging adults. We circled the chalice, tossed yarn from person to person while talking about our most memorable moments from GA, sang Blue Boat Home, and ended up outdoors to celebrate and perplex the convention hall guard, who was gently trying to observe the 10:30 p.m. lockup time. It was heartening to see that there are young people out there who are continuing and growing Unitarian values, and we need them now more than ever. So, what is the final learning here? That there are so many reasons to get to this amazing time with other Unitarians. As a young minister from Montana, where Unitarianism is a tiny minority, told me it was almost enough to simply be surrounded by the energy of fellow Unitarians. My hope for 2026 is that we will at least double MVUU's participation and bring our new banner with us.
Beloveds, I am the Reverend Vertus LeVar Robinson, he, they pronouns. I am your choir director. I'm a dark-skinned African-American in my late 40s, oh my goodness, with salt and pepper hair and wearing all black with an African print stole. And as we gather in community, we claim hope. We claim hope for peace, for justice, and liberty for all. This sacred work is ours to carry forward. Let us lift up our voices and sing a different song than the one that is listed in the program, but is very fitting for this moment. Let us sing together, "We Would Be One." We would be one as now we join in singing our hymn of love to pledge ourselves anew to that high cause of greater understanding of who we are and what in us is true. We would be one in living for each other to show to all a new community. We would be one in building for tomorrow a nobler world than we have known today. We would be one in searching for that meaning which bends our hearts and points us on our way. As one we pledge ourselves to greater service with love and justice strives to make us free.
Volatile markets, a trade war, Controversy over citizenship, foreign interventions, businesses closing, economic turmoil, global uncertainty. 1815 was a pivotal year for the United States. It was also an important time for the birth of American Unitarianism. The War of 1812 had ended in February of that year, a war between the youthful United States and Great Britain over trade, commerce, maritime rights, and the meaning of U.S. citizenship and territorial expansion. With the ending of the war, William Ellery Channing, a liberal Congregationalist and minister of the prominent Federal Street Church in Boston, Massachusetts, and his colleagues anticipated a better, if not calmer, year. They were wrong. A different kind of fight was gaining momentum, a fight not waged with cannon, fire, and bayonets, but with convictions and ideas that would revolutionize American religious life forever and give a name to a growing body of religious liberals. What had become known as the Unitarian controversy had erupted in 1805 with the election of Henry Ware, Sr., as the Hollis Professor of Divinity at Harvard College. Ware and a growing number of Congregationalist ministers were challenging core Calvinist doctrines, including original sin, the nature of salvation, the interpretation of the Bible, and the Trinity. And many of their parishioners were embracing this emerging liberal theology. It was a quiet revolution that was never meant to be a revolution at all. By 1807, the liberals held the majority of the faculty positions and the presidency of Harvard College, and the conservative wing of the Congregationalists, the ones who called themselves Orthodox, meaning right thinking, responded forcefully. They issued critical pamphlets, launched periodicals, shunned liberal colleagues, and established their own theological school, Andover Newton. The Orthodox began calling the liberals Unitarian as an insult. This theological feud would ebb and flow until 1815, and that's when Orthodox minister Jedediah Morse spearheaded renewed attacks on liberal ministers. He wanted to expose these ministers and their liberalism, separate them from their Orthodox colleagues and their congregations. In a calculated move, Orthodox ministers refused to exchange pulpits with their liberal colleagues. Jedediah Morse also wrote a book entitled American Unitarianism. A book was an attempt to brand the liberals as heretics. By associating them with an English form of Unitarianism, the intention of these efforts was to isolate the liberals, and instead it consolidated their resistance. And so from his pulpit at Federal Street Church in Boston, we now know as Arlington Street Church, there you are, William Ellery Channing began answering these attacks publicly, emerging as a spokesperson of the liberal movement. And let's be clear, he did not do this alone. He had lots of colleagues and family members and people in his life supporting him, including women, people of color, who often get left out of the story. Then, in this very city of Baltimore, on May 5th, 1819, Channing delivered the ordination sermon of Jared Sparks at the newly gathered First Independent Church of Baltimore. The sermon that became known as Unitarian Christianity embraced the label Unitarianism and interpreted it as the understanding of the unity of God, not a Trinity, and Jesus' role as an important teacher that was subordinate to God. And in that sermon, he laid out the basic tenets of what he called a pure Christianity, a pure and rational Christianity. It was a theological declaration of independence. Even after the Baltimore sermon and embracing the label Unitarian and redefining it, even after Channing helped gather a church in New York City, even after the court decision in 1820, when that church property was awarded to many of the liberal leaders and congregations, the Unitarians resisted creating a new association, or at least it seems like that. Many of the liberals were not ready to fully separate themselves from the Congregationalist body. It would take 6 more years before the liberals formally organized themselves into an association. And yet, the liberals were organizing all along. They had created periodicals like the Monthly Anthology and the Christian Monitor. They had established clubs and ministerial organizations and associations like the Evangelical Missionary Society. A circle of Boston liberal ministers had joined together to hire ministers at large, including Joseph Tuckerman, to serve the poor and those in need. That is community ministry, my friend. And in May of 1820, Channing invited liberal ministers to meet at his church to develop an organization for mutual support. They called it the Berry Street Conference. We know it today as the Berry Street Essay. And yet, the younger generation, did you hear me? The younger generation of liberals still sought stronger connections. At the meeting of Anonymous Association, that was really the name, the Anonymous Association, an organization of liberal Boston ministers, young Unitarian ministers like Ezra Giles Gannett, and Channing's assistant minister, by the way, and also Henry Ware Jr., his father, senior, was the one back at the Unitarian controversy time. They and others decided that they could not wait any longer, and they took it upon themselves to design an organization to support Unitarianism in New England and beyond. And so in May of 1825, at the Berry Street Conference, the American Unitarian Association was born. A constitution was adopted and a purpose that wanted to diffuse the knowledge and promote the interests of the liberal tradition of Unitarianism. They did not seek to hide Unitarianism. They sought to share and expand this practical and life-saving tradition. With this act, the separation between the Orthodox and the liberal strands of Congregationalism was institutionalized. It was an act of hope. They were lovers of life. They were builders of institutions. They were seekers of truth and keepers of faith. They are our ancestors, and we are their hope.
Each child that's born
are the ancestors. We are our grandparents' prayers, and we are our grandparents' dreams. We are the breath of our ancestors, and we carry the spark of the divine within us. We carry the weight of unfinished promises and unrealized dreams. We are the ancestors of tomorrow. And what kind of ancestors will we choose to be? We gather in this moment of profound challenge, when many of us feel worn out, frightened, angry, fragmented, heartbroken. What we hold dear, freedom, justice, diversity, pluralism, equity, inclusion, reason, peace, and love are facing alarming attacks. As individuals, as communities, as a nation, the weight of uncertainty and the erosion of freedom weighs heavily. And we carry other burdens with us. Family strife, a layoff, a breakup, a bad diagnosis, a denial or erasure of who we are, friendships broken, loss and separation. And in this moment, volatile markets, a trade war, controversy over citizenship, foreign interventions, businesses closing, economic turmoil, and global uncertainty. And we too face a rigid orthodoxy, and it's called white Christian nationalism. An orthodoxy that seeks to establish what our founders rejected, a theocracy that would silence the very freedom they fought to protect and couldn't even fully imagine the impact of what they were saying. That foundation, the foundation what this nation was started from, and this religious tradition, it's under attack. They're trying to silence us. We live in the times that Quaker activist Parker Palmer calls the tragic gap, the space where between the hard realities around us and what we know is possible. We can imagine what Martin Luther King Jr. called the beloved community. We can envision what writer James Baldwin demanded, a more humane, connected, and just world. Our ancestors had dreams, and so do we. Historian Barbara Ransby instructs us that change is possible. Change is possible, and transformation begins in our individual and collective imaginations, where we look out where we can already see and do the impossible, imagine something we have not yet seen. She tells us, Barbara Ransby tells us, that revolution begins with a dream. And at the end, we must fight for it. We know the possibilities exist because we have experienced them in moments of profound connection and acts of justice that bends the arc towards love, although right now it feels like someone's trying to pull it the other way, in communities that held space for the full humanity of every person. And yet we also know the gaps. We know the gaps in our history and ourselves. As my beloved colleague Abi Jamamachi reminds us, we practice an aspirational faith that frequently, if not routinely, has not lived up to the fullness of what it preaches. We are dreamers, awakening. It's taking a long time to get fully awake. We are dreamers awakening to the hard work of making dreams real. Bear with me for this next part. I think I could get through this. This year has taught me something profound about the relationship between dreams and loss, between what we inherit and what we leave behind. 6 months ago, my husband, Frederick, died after 13 months of living with terminal cancer. Now, we had time before he died, time to speak of the past, time to reckon with the regrets and mistakes, time to recall the shared joy, time to dream of a future that would not include his physical presence. But we would continue to be shaped by his love and dreams. We dreamt that together. You knew about this moment, by the way. I have been reflecting what it means to be alive in this moment, to survive the loss of a partner, to be more than 25 years in my Unitarian Universalist service as a minister, 13 years at Meadville Lombard Theological School, and more recently, having the opportunity to serve my local congregation, All Souls Unitarian in Tulsa. I've been thinking about how to reckon with this moment in my life, and also what's happening to us in this nation, and how Unitarian Universalism is caught there in between. How do we live into this moment when there is disappointment and broken dreams? How do we be a part of this movement that's more than just surviving as Unitarian Universalists? In my conversation with Frederick, I learned that grief and hope are not opposites. They are partners in the sacred work of remembering and imagining. When we grieve because we have loved. When we dream because we have hope for the future. What does it mean to be the people who inherit our ancestors' legacies, both the legacies we know of and the legacies that have been silenced? What does it mean that they were both flawed and full of promise? And how do we carry these legacies forward when we ourselves are flawed and full of promise? Our bicentennial for one part of our tradition, Unitarianism, calls us to reflect on the past, all of it. The celebrations, the leadership, the breakthroughs, and the mistakes, the failures, the places where the injustice prevailed. We must never forget where we have failed. We must never forget so that we can hold space to honor the grief, the loss, the missed opportunities, and to do something about it. We also hold tight our inheritance of this life-giving, saving, loving faith tradition. And even as we reflect on the mistakes, this is the both and, my friends. We must still honor the leadership, the creativity, the adaptability, the imaginations, the possibilities of so many who came before us. Otherwise, we wouldn't be here. Let me know you're here. Let me know you're here. Yeah. "200 years from now, let alone 50 years from now at General Assembly, perhaps at Baltimore or the moon, or wherever it may be, what will they say about how we showed up in this moment? Because we will be the ancestors I hope they sing of. The American Revolution did not fully liberate all Americans, but it did create the possibility of a future liberation movements. The Unitarian Revolution did not create a perfect faith, but it created the possibility of a faith that could evolve towards greater inclusion theologically, economically, socially, bodily. Freedom isn't the absence of restraint, it is the presence of love. It's the courage. It's the courage to remain open-hearted even after the loss, even after the brokenness, even after the shattered dreams. It's the willingness to keep on dreaming even when we have lost what seems like our hopes. When we gather like this, bearing witness to life's fragility, and it is fragile, life's fragility and magnificence. Freedom is never finished. We will be the ancestors that are going to be spoken of. Will we then be the ancestors who refuse to let democracy die on our watch? Will we be the ancestors who insisted that no single religion dictates the truth? The work of liberation is never done, but each generation must take up the torch and carry it forward. Remember, yes, remember in these tough times where rights are being denied and where the clouds of war are on the horizon, where fundamentalism is on the rise and your health and your loved ones' well-being is at risk. Unitarian Universalism must be both a rallying cry and a refuge. We offer sanctuary for the soul and summons to live our values of love and justice out in the world. But we know it. In order to do this, we have to have depth. We have to have the Spirit. We have to have our humanness in connection with one another. We are a faith that doesn't just believe in justice or talk about justice. We offer a moral framework and organized spirituality. We have a courageous history, a history of engagement that's so courageous. And we must not neglect to remember to offer space for spiritual healing and growth. And if you don't have that in your community right now, and you recognize that, then you are part of what is going to be the people gathering to make that happen. We need these spiritual roots, or however you translate that word, those spiritual roots through our music, our poetry, our words, our meditations, our prayers, sermons, and songs that feed us. Feed our sparks of the divine, feed the Spirit in our communities so that we can not only transform ourselves, but then go out and transform the world. We need that fuel, yes, that fuel of healing, that fuel for growth. We need this because Bell Hooks reminds us that we need each other when she told us, rarely, if ever, are any of us healed in isolation. None of us do this alone. Looking back at what happened 200 years ago when Jedediah Morris tried to brand the liberals as heretics and isolate them, something remarkable happened. Instead of scattering in fear like leaves before the storm, they planted seeds that would grow into strong sequoias. They did not retreat. They advanced and they consolidated their resistance. They organized. Channing's Baltimore sermon became their battle cry. Speak your truth boldly, prove all things, and hold fast that which is good. They created periodicals to carry their new theology across the land. They established clubs where like-minded individuals could meet and create caring communities. They sent ministers at large into the city streets to serve the forgotten and the forsaken. They formed the Berry Street Conference, creating sanctuary for souls under siege. They did not wait for permission. They did not wait for permission. They decided they could not wait any longer, and they took it upon themselves to create the American Unitarian Association. And when they accomplished this, they went from defense to offense, reaction to creation. This pattern is written in our spiritual DNA. feel it, know it, act on it, live out of it. When they tried to, the Orthodox, when they tried to silence our ancestors, they organized. When they tried to isolate us, they built bridges. When they attack your legitimacy, nurture your institutions that recognize your infinite worth. Communities where you can bring your entire beautiful self. The same fire that burned in their hearts burns in ours today. They are all around us. We called them in this room this morning and online. The same courage that moved them to action calls to us now. We are not here by accident. We are the living legacy of those who refuse to be silent, refuse to be diminished, refuse to surrender their liberation and the liberation of others. The future is calling us now. We are the hope of the ancestors, the ones who came to Baltimore more than 200 years ago, the ones before them, the ones who came after, so many who have been there and helped us expand and understand how big our love is, how grand and large our freedom is. In this moment, friends, don't be afraid. Don't stop organizing. Don't stop dreaming. Don't stop loving. Friends, this faith matters. Your congregations, your communities matter. Your dreams matter. And the things we choose to do and say in the months and years ahead matter. Our ancestors, the spirit of life and freedom, and most of all, I think you know the word, love. Let's just say that together. Love is holding us, is carrying us, is inspiring us, is putting our hope in us. Love is all around, my friends. Let's not forget it. Can you feel it? Love is all around.
Sing with me. People, keep on learning. Soldiers, keep on warring. World, keep on turning, 'cause it won't be too long. People, while your people, they keep on dying. World, keep on turning, 'cause it won't be too long. No, it won't be too long. So no, I'm so glad he let me try it again. 'Cause my last time on earth I lived a whole world of sin. And I'm so glad I know more than I knew then. Gonna keep on trying till I reach the higher ground. Lovers, keep on loving. Oh, you believers, keep on believing. Sleepers, just stop sleeping, 'cause it won't be too long. No, no, no.
gotta say, you all looked like a bunch of Unitarians there for just a minute. Feel the energy. Even though there's some disconnects because of the technology, we can, I hope, feel the energy of people across the world, across our land, connected by Unitarianism. Yesterday I spoke with my 97-year-old father, who I've been very close to all my life. He's transitioning from assisted living into now skilled nursing care. We were talking about the fact it's hard for me to get hold of him because he doesn't have a cell phone. He reminded me that when he was a teenager, they didn't have a phone in their house. They went next door to the neighbors and used their phone. And that reminded me of how special it is today, despite maybe some of the glitches, despite how significant it is that we can have this technology at our behest to be able to share in these very special moments. So I'm really grateful for it. I'm grateful for today. Today I have been reminded I am not alone. We are not alone as we face this uncertain future. Our wider faith community, UU faith community, and this secular faith community in particular offers us an anchor in those core values, those core UU values that can help us move forward in building a more healthy and sustainable world. Yes, it has been one hell of a week in our world. And so I am all the more grateful that this space today was here for me. Many of us I know can resonate with that. For all of us to engage, love, and transform the future. May it be so. Blessed be Cool Beans. One more important announcement, and that is, of course, afterwards, please join us after you get your cup of coffee and you get your cookie. There'll be that presentation in the Mesquite Room, Melody, regarding General Assembly. So with that, we will release the flame.
Everywhere we look, your love is all around. Blessed ancestors, we have felt your presence with us here today. We, the beneficiaries of your imagination, are grateful for your courage, your perseverance, and your persistence. We thank you for igniting the spark and launching the movement that we now know as Unitarian Universalism. Amen. Thank you for your example and your guidance. We release you from this space, affirmed in the belief that you are always with us, part and parcel of who we are as Unitarian Universalists. Now, beloveds with us here today, both in person and virtually, I just said it, we represent the dreams of our ancestors. The responsibility is now ours to carry the revolution forward, to consolidate our resistance to the inequities and injustices of these times, to organize ourselves in courageous engagement as we assume the mantle of lovers of life, builders of institutions, seekers of truth, and keepers of the faith, to be worthy ancestors of future generations. Let's go.
There will be better days. 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 Let the wave wash over. There will be better days. There will be better days. I am already
There will be better days.
There will be better days. Let the wave wash over. There will be better days. There will be better days. There will be better days. Let the wave wash over.